How about now? Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Waiting for confirmation.
Yep, I can hear you on my end. Let's just make sure I'm good. Yep, I can hear you on my end.
Yep,
All
sounds
right,
like you're
there we
good.
go. We're good. All right,
Welcome
Alex.
one, welcome all. Looks like we've got one already in here. Just waiting for the for qualifying to begin.
Nothing like the fresh smell of a fresh start to a brand new season here. I think we got a looks full of 17. I'll be waiting on a few drivers to join up.
Alright, looks like AJ's just getting the last few people in here before we start up the event. All good. No issues. As
I'm
we
excited for some racing.
approach 7 o'clock on the dot, should be getting underway soon. Looks like we got a good season in store also.
Yeah, obviously coming off the tail end of last season, which was a realistic F1 season, which saw uh, Matt Daly, I believe, take the championship by 6 points. I believe you said it was, Alex.
Yeah, Mr. Matthew snatched it.
Yep. Obviously, most of the teams and drivers returning for this season. This is an equal balance. This everybody has the same car, same equipment. Basically, we're just looking for driver skill out there. So, see what happens.
I'm interested to see how the Aston Martin boys of East Coast Racing end up doing. It's the legit duo. We've seen them feature in a few other series, and they seem to work pretty well together. When they get split up and they're racing solo, they seem to they don't have the same mojo as they do when they're racing as a pack together. So I'm interested to see how those two Aston Martins fare tonight.
See, now I'm confused because it says that AJ and Matt are in the Aston Martin.
Not on mine. Not on the list I sent you. They're in the Mercedes.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the lobby right here too. So, bit of confusion. Who?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? We got
So
Aston Martin supposed to be filled by Ryan Phillips and Aiden Connell.
it looks like it's backwards. The Mercedes and the Astons are flipped.
Yep, so we'll just go ahead and make some adjustments there.
I'm just gonna change the notes real quick. All right, all
Yeah.
set.
Well, 10 seconds away from the start of a brand new season here in Auto Racing Connected. Round 1, Bahrain.
Barring any
Here we
testing
go.
that may have happened before, because that was obviously not a public event.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Now,
there's
normally, Alex, I'd have a bit of some predictions, but with having watched last season, it was a realistic season, so there's really no parameters set as to who's fast. We can only go off past seasons, and obviously AJ. We've seen the likes of that's about really it, to be honest. I've seen before uh, Dylan Thomas, formerly before drove for the McLaren, had really good pace. Obviously, Luke Allen. Yoshi did a lot with the Alpine last season as well. So there's a lot of unknowns going into a brand new season, but that's what a new season in Race 1's for.
That's what it's all about. And here we are in our first qualifying session of the 2023 ARC F1 season. Welcome one, welcome all. As we find ourselves here in the first GP in Bahrain, as has become tradition. Now we can,
Everybody's just throwing on their setups, what they've been working on. Who's that out?
Jonathan Jurg is the first one out. And we have our first track participant officially of the 2023 F1 season underway. Should be an interesting season for the Haas. They've got two very strong drivers as far as the series go. Jonathan Jurg and Jake Scarborough, two veterans of ARC.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Scarborough in the event tonight. You got 19 and 20. It's gotta be tough starting the season on the back foot, not making the race, but
it does look like
yeah, driver of Scarborough's caliber wouldn't be too bad. You see Red Bull leaving the garage with that. That would be
quick Yoshi adjustment. Alright, let's take a look over at...
Oh! You got Josh around coming out of turn, I believe that's 7. Could be wrong here. 5 and 6. Yeah, Alex, if you hit square, you can pull up a spectator menu where you'll be able to change the details, telemetry. You'll be able to pull up the track map. You can make it full, get the lap data involved, all that good stuff.
Oh, alright. Excellent.
You flip between the cameras and then just tuck it away with square. So who's going to be the first driver to set a lap? That's going to be Jonathan Jurg.
So yeah, it will be the Haas of Jurg, laying down the first time of the 2023 season. It will be interesting to see what the Haas can manage here.
Yeah, missed the apex of 1 just slightly, but you can see taking the esports line heading into 4. Very smooth on the throttle, not a lot of wheel spin. Quick left, right, right, left. We saw Josh spin there earlier, and this one just gets a hold of you too. Easy to lock a front, but this is the corner that's going to catch everybody off guard, whether or not you run ABS or not. But this just turning and hitting the brakes there, just he's nailed it there.
He really has, yeah.
Onto the DRS straight.
It's going to be tough. That corner always catches people up.
It catches
being a medium to slow speed corner.
Easy to grab a break there. So this corner 13, that curb. Oh,
we have a yellow in the second sector. Looks like it might have been Yoshi with a bit of an issue. Coming to the line now. Let's see what he can lay down.
129.4. Solid lap. First lap of the season.
Respectable time from Jurg in the Haas. Another yellow.
DST Tyler crossing the line. Nope, he's on an outlap.
Fabian next across the line. And Andrew pips them both, the Alpine, into the 29.2s. Spoke a bit too soon. Fred the Red into the 28s.
Oh, they're going to be coming in hot and heavy right now. With the game, you're kind of picked on what you want to do. If you want to come out in traffic, maybe try and get some slipstream. But like, if the dude in front of you is just a bit slower, it can really mess up your lap, especially with the dirty air. I know they changed the cars, but you can still feel it on turn. Car tightens up a lot. So as we got 19. We got a full. I mean, look at the map. You see them evenly spaced out there. So. Oh, who's that? Fred the Red. Oh, he's just getting off the track to let people by.
Looks like he's making some space here. Finds an open spot. Let's go further down the field. Let's see. We've got... Oh! Interesting. Looks like we've got an AlphaTauri still in the pit. And finally an appearance from Jake Scarborough in the second Haas. Let's see if he can throw together a lap with the time he has remaining.
I honestly forgot you could join, so that's good. We got a full field. We got everybody here, so...
Full field, indeed, for the first Grand Prix of the 2023 ARC season. Hopefully a good sign of things to come. 25 races on the schedule this season, the most ever, both for ARC and for Formula 1.
That's a lot. That is a hefty workload. God, it's so hard. It looks like just to get back to the pit, we see Red. No struggle here with names. Jamie Knock. He's constantly having to get off the track, because everybody's just coming one after the other. So
into the pits goes the Alpha of Jamie Knock. Riding on board now with Mr. Sean Cosley in the McLaren.
Oh,
do we have
we
a new
got
fastest time? Looks like we do.
No, we got Stotts off in sector 2. Went through a piece of polystyrene, just took it out, but doesn't look. I mean, he's on mediums. Obviously, this is just kind of a benchmark lap. It's easy to get caught out. You could lose grip, especially in the third sector. It's a high-speed section, but if you just get a little too eager with the throttle, it's easy to just turn it around. So something to watch out for, especially once first 2 laps all packed together.
A few qualifying on mediums, dipping in now to presumably get onto the softs.
Now remember, no more rules about tires. You can use whatever tire you want at the start of the race. What you qualify on does not matter anymore. Which is good. That means you can just focus on being the fastest you can be. You don't have to worry about, you're not thinking about Sunday on Saturday. So you can just focus on Saturday. Essentially. IRL, you know what I mean.
The Williams of Mr. Abdul Al-Hazmi going into the pits now. He finds himself at the top of the board. Bit surprising.
Do you think we're going to dip into the 127s? Obviously, we look back.
I'm not sure we will see a push to the 27s in Q1 specifically, but maybe at the tail end of Q2 we may see the 27s start popping up.
This is all one quali. This is a 18-minute qualifying session.
Uh-huh.
Everybody
18.
qualifies.
Arbitrary number.
Yeah, it's random. For the realistic season, obviously with the Red Bull, a 127.7 was the pole lap. But P2 was a full second behind. But again, realistic, that's a completely different set of guidelines. I mean, just look back last season, you could see where the performance was. But this is gonna, I mean, you're seeing, that midfield from at least 4th on back to 13th, separated by under a second.
A few cars on track now, yet to set a time. We see Josh Bowditch in the AlphaTauri about to cross the line, finds himself in 16th. Not a terrible time, at least for the first lap out. Behind him we can see a few cars coming out onto track.
Yeah, drivers generally try and get 3 runs in. If you time it good, you can get 3 runs in. Obviously, low fuel runs for everybody. But if you mess up on that one lap, you've scrubbed a pair set of tires rather. You kind of hamper yourself. So it's important to nail every single lap. But that's why they're here. Trying to see who's on a lap. next person across the line.
We will see a lap laid down here from Kluka, riding along in the Alpine. Finds himself in P9th right now. He'll be aiming at least for P6, maybe P5 if he can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, if he even gains just 2.5, 3/10 on this lap, that puts him P5. So small margins between this, like you see, just who is that?
Yellow flags in all sectors, okay. Sector 3 looks clear, but some incidents going on. We'll see Kluka cross the line next. Let's see what he can lay down in P10 currently.
He's just always thrown off by qualifying with the sector cautions. It's usually people just getting out of the way for other drivers, and it's just, you think there's an incident, but there's really nothing there.
It'll be Matt Daly, last season's realistic Formula One winner, next to cross the line. Finds himself only in P9 though.
Difference of only 1/100th of a second though to P8.
It's looking like a tight field. Here we are in the last third of the qualifying session. Only a few more laps left to try to get that top time. Looks like from P4 down to P10 just about, only separated by about half a second. Question is, will we see any movement on the board with those that are currently turning times?
Yeah, Stotts is yet to set a lap time, and Jake Scarborough as well, late arrival. I don't even know if he's been on track yet. We saw Stotts on track have a little bit of a trouble there at the end of sector 1.
Matthew Stotts will be the next one to cross the line. We'll see what he can lay down. Looks to be on a decent time. May find the top 10
lap
here.
Too.
Ooh, Stotts finds himself just outside the top 10. P11 that lap gets him. On his cool down, we'll find Legit Rhino in the Mercedes. That is Ryan Phillips. We'll see what he can pull out right here. Oh, no, we won't because he's into pit. P13 is the best that lap could do him. Teammate Dimes right behind him. Very interesting. So as I was curious about, it seems that pairing of the Mercedes do find themselves on the board, no matter where it may be. They do like to race together, so maybe it may spell good for the rest of the session.
Yeah.
We do have a fastest time on the board, though. Into the 27s goes Liam.
There. It's only 1/100th off a pole from the realistic season, so pretty quick. We're going to start seeing faster and faster lap times. They're getting ready to go out for their third runs here in the next minute and a half. Jake Scarborough is finally out on track as well.
Will be interesting to see Jake turn a lap, because he will only have time for one comfortable lap, maybe a second lap on the buzzer if he can manage it. So really only 2 good tries out of the Haas to try to get what he can out of it. Teammate currently in P6. Can imagine that Jay Scar will be aiming for at least P10, P9.
And it's
currently on his outlap. Looks like he may be making space for his teammate. Let's Jurg go right by.
I think he's realized the time he's got, he can't put in more than one.
Following along, Luke Allen in the Red Bull. It's about 2 seconds off pace, though I think he might have backed out of this one. Yeah, looks like he has backed out. Jurg does not appear to be... Oh, he does. He is now on his flying lap. We'll see what he can turn
He
out.
was close into turn one there with the Williams.
That was rather close.
Yeah, and I don't know if the William knows that Scarborough is right behind, setting his only leg goes out of the way.
And this may very well be the last lap that we could see from Jonathan Jurg. He may try to bust one out at the buzzer also, like his teammate probably will, but we've yet to see. Everybody else seems to be playing the clock. We can see both the Astons in pit. The Alfa Romeo's currently sitting P1 and P3. Let's follow along with Mr. Jurg now. Ooh. Has a bit of a moment. Recovers nicely, though. Seems to
I
have
think he's
backed
let
out of
off.
his lap. Yep,
Yeah.
he backed out.
Teammates going by. Last car to set a lap here.
We'll see what J-Scar can do here. This may very well be his final lap. It is looking like it will be his final lap.
Yeah.
From P20, how high can he raise? Ooh, to P8. Jake Scarborough goes. Very nice showing from the Haas. Was a little worried seeing his teammate Jurg in P6 with J Scar yet to put a lap on the board. Wasn't sure how he'd fare, but P6, P8. Not a complaint to be heard from the Haas garage.
Oh, what is going on with... What is Josh? Oh, he's just trying to get to the pit.
We will see the final flying laps now from the rest of the field. Ooh, Luke Allen in the Red Bull. Seems to be the one questionable car on whether he will make it over the line before the time. He's really harvesting for this final lap, it seems. Trying to eke as much energy into that recovery system as he can, just to be able to deploy it on his final lap. Which we will follow along for now. Luke Allen of the Red Bull currently sitting P17. He'll be aiming for presumably P5 or higher. Some traffic on the inside. Light work for Mr. Allen as he swings it into T1.
That car retired on track.
Yellow flags popping up as to be expected on the final lap, the scramble lap. More room for error on this lap than any other, because people will be trying to push to the absolute limit to make it to the line.
I mean, Liam comfortably 4/10 clear of P2, so...
It does seem so, and 8/10 over his teammate in the other Alpha, that is Jamie Knock. However, still really great to see them P1, P3. I'm sure they're more than happy with that. Luke Allen rounding the final corner. Let's see what kind of time he can lay down. It's looking like a top 10. Oh, it's not at all looking like a top 10. He only manages to improve by 1/10 and a half. Finds himself P17 for the start of the race.
It's a lot of varying times. Obviously, there's a glaring 4/10 differential between P1 and P2, but I mean, you look at P2 to, I mean, only separated by about a second, second and a half the rest of the field almost. So
P2 to P11 looks to be all within 8 or 9 tenths of each other. Very interesting for the points scorers. We'll see how those spots shake out as the race goes on. I'm also interested to see some of that back of the field. From P12 to P19, it looked like they were only about 6 tenths apart also. All very close times tonight. It will be the Alfa Romeo of Liam taking pole for this race, with his teammate Fred the Red, Jamie Knock, taking up P3.
yeah, we look. It's not a good
Abdul
session for
Al-Hazmi.
the AlphaTauris.
The Williams and the Alfa Romeos seem to be on point this weekend because we can see Mikey de Jong and Abdul Al-Hazmi of the Williams also sitting P2 and P4. Will be interesting.
Yeah, the only outlier here, Josh at the tail end of the field, AlphaTauri taking up the tail end. But Josh, 2.9 seconds off of Liam. Could be in for a pretty miserable day for AlphaTauri. But there's a lot of things that can happen between here and the next 29 laps. So, and we've had a disco.
Looks like we have had a racer disconnect from the lobby, unfortunately.
I don't know
Bahrain,
if it works
however,
the same in past games. He would be able to join and take control of his car. That's how it worked in the past. Not sure if that's still the case.
we will find out soon enough, it seems. Bahrain, however, has lent itself to some great racing the last few GPs that we've been here.
Hmm. Maybe not the last one specifically. Max may have just jumped out and just turned the engine down, still gapped everybody by 23 seconds, but
As far as
hopefully
ARC
that's not the
racing
case
goes,
today. Yeah.
it
yeah,
seems
yeah,
that
they've
ARC
had
always
great.
puts on a great show when we come out to Bahrain.
Look at those Alphas sitting there at the top of the grid.
Into the
And the Williams
formation
as
lap
well.
we go. We will be
Yeah,
underway
just
momentarily.
run you down the grid. We got Liam, P1, P2. We got, is that the Williams of Al-Hazmi, and then other Alfa Romeo of Ayrton Frederick. Wait, no. Yeah, that's Fred the Red, correct? Yes.
It appears we do have a disqualification before the race has even begun.
Must have just been contact on the way to the grid. It just pretty much sets you on the grid. The only thing, you're going to have cold tires, and not the place you really want the cold tires heading into turn one here. And especially starting at P10, you're directly in the middle of everybody, so something to keep an eye on there. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard. First race, trying to go through and learn everybody's names, just get everything down, just trying to associate the usernames with the IRL names. Bear with us. Bear with me, at least.
Yeah, we do apologize in
it's-
advance also because the rosters do not seem to match the current lineups. We were given rosters of all the teams that do not entirely have the drivers on them that were listed for us. So
Correct. We had Alpha, Aston Martin and Mercedes were flipped. We had East Coast Racing in an Aston and Team 44 in the Merc.
we will do our best to not allow it to compromise the broadcast to much extent, as we see our leaders finding their spots on the formation lap. Into the grid
Tell you one thing
places
though,
they
we
go.
do know which car is which, and just guarantee some good racing. Whew. Let's bring up the tires. I forgot all about it. Top 3 on hards, the rest of the field behind them on the medium tire.
It would appear so. Watching along from Al-Hamzi, it is lights out and away we go with the 2023 ARC Formula One season. Liam with a good start. Al-Hamzi closing in on him into the first corner. Looks like he may have gotten a better takeaway in the Williams. Sorry.
Yeah, there they keep it clean. So, oh, bit of contact in the back between a Red Bull, I believe. Hard to get a paint picture there. Oh,
Mikey de Jong jumps both Jamie Knock and Al-Hazmi in the first corner from P4 up to P2 now. The Williams looking set to race.
Yeah, a bit of an incident in the back there with Andrew. Just saw him off in turn 2. Missed the apex, went through a barge board. Ooh, too wide into 9.
Too wide. The McLaren looking to put a move on Matt Daly. Matt Daly does hold him for the moment, though.
Problems in the back. Oh, that's an AlphaTauri around. Who is that? That's Josh.
Unfortunate for Josh.
Looks like a bit of eagerness on the throttle out of 10. You know how easy it is to go around, and unfortunately went to the inside into the wall. No front wing for that. No safety car. It was off the track, but he's gonna have to pit, change the wing. It's gonna cost him a bunch of time, as well as trying to get back there, driving pretty much a tank.
Well, we may see as the race develops. Maybe it was better for him to get it out of his system early. Never know what may happen later in the race, being only lap 1 anyway.
Mikey's going to have to clear Liam soon. He's got the tire advantage, and you don't want to be stuck behind and just ruin the tires. You want to take advantage of it and try and check out. Obviously, the strategy is going to come back around.
Ooh. Cannot make it stick.
Ooh.
He will be looking for that move, though, it seems. On this lap, he will be a bit compromised if he can allow another lap to go by. Still stuck behind
McLaren
Liam.
around. Turn 1.
The McLaren of Fabian looks to have had an issue. Following along now with Mikey de Jong, a great battle for the lead currently.
And Fabian's
with Al-Hazmi
I don't know what
behind.
Does Fabian retire on track there?
We do have a DNF, it seems. Josh into the pits to change his wing on his way back out now. We will see where he can find himself once the first round of pits begin. Back to the lead we go, though, and we see a tight battle between the top 3, with Jamie Knock closing in from 4th place.
Yeah, Mikey's still working on it. He just keeps spinning the rears, and he's just losing the traction out of the corner where he should have the advantage because of the tires. So he's got to make a move, unless he's waiting for DRS, but you just, with the tire advantage, you want to get going as fast as possible, as we get trouble in beginning of Sector 3. That's Stotts again.
Looks we do.
Same spot in qualifying, but back to the front. Was he saving his battery? I gotta take a look.
We have Kluka having some trouble now, it seems. Falls a few places.
Yeah, and Mikey's just about drained the battery already. He's just trying to get by, and he just can't get it done.
We did see Liam pull a lead up to about half a second.
Oh, there we go.
And Mikey finally may make the move stick. It looks like he has around the outside.
Yeah, but at what cost? He's really just like gone for a drain the battery at 29%. I mean, does set the fastest sector, but
it has, and it's hard to imagine he didn't take at least some life out of those tires trying to pass Liam on hards for 2 laps time, it seemed.
Now it's up to his teammate to do the same thing.
Oh, and Mikey is sideways.
Oh no.
Mikey gets loose but recovers nicely, holds P2. AK,
no,
the
that's
Aston Martin of AJ up into
Mikey's
3rd.
down to P17.
That's right, Al-Hamzi seems to recover the position of P2 for Williams. Now takes up the mantle of the fight, it looks like, with his teammates spinning all the way down to P17. Mikey will be fighting his way back up on decent tires.
Yeah, he does have the advantage, but the rest of the field, barring 1st, 2nd, and 4th on the medium, so.
The Aston Martin of AJ seems to quietly be working his way up. He is gaining time on Al-Hazmi ahead of him. Seems to be maintaining time with Liam in the lead. Makes a big move.
Up 2 spots from the start. Biggest movers so far. Jonathan Dreher got 4 positions. McLaren Matt Daly up, and look at this. Luke, Mercedes, Dylan Thomas, all up 5 spots. Biggest losers we got. Unfortunately, that's Mikey and the Williams down 13. We got a ghost car out there of Kluka. I'm not sure. Is Kluka reserving? I'm just confused as to who Kluka is.
This is a driver whose name was not listed on our roster. We do apologize because we're not totally sure how to classify him, whether he's a reserve, a fill-in driver, or if he's meant to be in the lineup and we were just not informed. Regardless, though, he does seem to be having some issues. He's still ghosted. For the last 2 laps, it seems he's been ghosted.
Oh, yes. He left the session. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. It's a moot point.
This is a driver that is disconnected. We are wasting your time, viewers. So sorry about that.
Anyway, Al Hamzy hasn't been able to close the gap on Liam, but we saw the pace that Liam had in qualifying.
It seems Liam has really turned it on.
Back.
He's found some life in those hard tires as he has opened up a gap between him and, say, P5. It's grown tremendously in the last lap or so.
And he just, when he was battling with Mikey there, it's not like he was trying anything extraordinary. He wasn't blocking, wasn't eking the life out of his tires at all. He was just letting Mikey do all the work, and we saw the result there. Mikey obviously having the spin there in turn 10, just making the whole thing, and obviously Liam making the right decision not to battle it, and just taking advantage of the situation that was given to him.
We may see a big deployment here from AJ just to try to save some space. We do have a yellow flag. Not seeing any
more problems with Josh and the AlphaTauri. He was setting fastest sectors coming out of the pit with the wing chains. It was looking good. He has the pace in the car. He's just well, essentially binned it again. No damage though. He's able to just move on without having. But he's gonna need a safety car to just really change the complexion of his race.
He will need a safety car, and interestingly enough, even going down after the first incident, he did not elect to put hard tires on and try to ride it out. He did maintain his medium tire choice, so that will be interesting once the first round of pits come around.
Yeah, obviously he's just going to have to pick up on the strategy that the other medium tire runners have and just maybe be able to go the extra couple laps because, I mean, our worn medium is going to be better than fresh hards, so I don't know, but remains to be seen.
His position can only hope. Still tight for the lead, within a second. Al-Hazmi to Liam. AJ, though, seems to be falling behind a bit. Last about half a second on the last lap.
Yeah, and Fred's coming. That's for sure.
It does look like the Alfa Romeo of Fred is storming.
Jamie Knock.
And we do have our second retirement. It is Josh. Whether it was strategy or what may have you, it does seem that he has decided the time's not worth it.
Yeah, it's a young driver. It's probably frustrated. You're trying to debut, and it's not really gone. But you gotta say, it's lap 6 of 29. Probably could have stuck it out. Like we said, there's a chance for a safety car here at Bahrain. Obviously, look at the gaps. We're running close. It just takes one incident to just change the entirety of this race. But again, can understand the frustration.
Looking at gaps now, it's becoming more apparent who seems to be saving and who seems to be deploying. AJ seems to be saving his tires probably for a late run as the lead is growing between him and Al-Hazmi in second. We do see a pass
fully
of the Red
deployed
Bull
the battery
Boryoshi.
here.
Boryoshi does make it up past Matt Daly, last season's champion. Leading that tight pack with him, Matt Daly, and Jay Scar into the final.
I just want to point out Luke Allen, Dylan Thomas, just slowly but surely picking their way through, up 5 and 6 spots respectively. Just letting drivers race their race and just taking what's given for them.
It's great, and we have seen Dylan Thomas making up time to Luke also as the last 2 laps.
We got a pass for the lead here.
We do. Al-Hazmi does take Liam. Oh, but it's tight. Liam on the inside coming into the right-hander. He does manage to take it, but can he make it stick? Just a little wide by Al-Hazmi. He has to take a little jerk and recover. Both of them on hard, so it should be interesting to see them the rest of the stint.
Yeah, but you could just see it in the way they're trying to be behind the Alpha going through the... You saw him get, like, the air is just killing it for him. He's obviously DRS help, but it's just ruining the speed through the corners for the Williams. To the back, we got Jamie Knock trying to get at AJ here.
We do. As the gap from second to third, AJ has fallen back about 2 seconds in the last lap and a half. We will see Jamie Knock potentially making a move on him in the next lap or so.
It's pulling Jonathan Jerg as well. Jerg is Meyer.
He is right on that pack also. Wow. Be interesting to see what they can make happen as we see the top two starting to split away. These three in third, fourth, and fifth.
AJ's a sitting duck right here. But he does get a great corner exit there. But is it? Yeah, DRS is just so strong. He's going to be able to get alongside him here.
We do see Fred making the move stick on AJ. AJ did not want much of that fight, but he does bring it back after Jamie Knock takes a poor exit.
Yep.
AJ had a cleaner line. He didn't push too hard, but a cleaner line is all he needed to make the move stick. Oh, they are tight here.
Yeah, Jurgensmeyer's just licking his chops, just begging someone to make a mistake and just give him a free podium, essentially. Because all this is doing is it's just pulling Crabtree back into this. So now we got, ooh, AJ very loose. I don't know if you're AJ here. Do you just let it go and just worry about your strategy? You just battle it out and just destroy the tires.
It appeared on that first attempt for the pass by Jamie Knock that AJ was going to let him go and not really worry too much about the fight, but when he saw the exit from Jamie, he seemed to want to get right back into it, knowing that he had a chance to hold Jamie even while conserving. We will see how the rest of that fight develops.
But it could have also been AJ too. We saw what he did on the corner exit there. Oh, is that Stotts again? Yeah, Stotts is around.
It does look like Stoddard has himself an incident.
Yeah. Missing a bit of front end plates, so more than likely we'll be pitting, but gotta get back to this battle for P3. AJ's not giving him the inside.
Oh, he relinquishes the position off the DRS, does not want to fight it too hard, so I think we are seeing a bit of that strategy he was attempting to employ on the last lap.
Yeah, but now AJ's going to have the DRS here, but oh, Bargy.
Forcing him out is Jamie Knock. AJ wide on the outside, gives plenty of room, maintains his position alongside. It seems he does have the pace on those mediums.
Wow.
Gives up the spot, not really willing to risk any damage.
Oh my God!
We do see the bomber
Al-Hazmi just yeah. We didn't even see it happen. There's such a battle for P3. All of a sudden, we just saw Williams sitting in the middle of the track. Thank God for ghosting. I can't imagine what
implosion here by the Williams. They were P2, P4 to start the race, all the way up into P1, P3 at one point. Now find themselves back in 7th and 13th.
Yeah, well, I can say Al-Hazmi did recover better than his teammate. I mean, only down to P7. That's a lot better than it could have been. Let's be honest. The field could have been tighter, more concertinated, and he would have just had to sit there and just wait his turn, like what happened to his teammate Mikey there.
With that spin, it has left our race leader Liam in the Alfa Romeo completely uncontested. He's built out a 6-second lead on the chasing pack now.
Yeah, but they're still battling.
AJ making the move on the inside. On Jamie, can he make it stick? He cannot. He relinquishes the position, probably smartly, knowing his tire situation.
Yep, he's going to have DRS here, though. Look, just biding his time. Oh, he doesn't. Nobody had DRS there. Whoa. That was weird.
AJ still fighting for the position. Can he make it stick?
Oh! Yeah, I mean, going too wide through there, it's a tall ask, and AJ obviously had a bit of snap oversteer and tried to correct it into the right rear of sorry, I want to say Fred. I just keep mess up everyone's. Yeah, it's Jamie Knock. There's nothing really anybody could do there. It's just incident.
Yeah, it was two drivers that needed to go to the same spot at the same time. Nothing that really can be said there. They were both snaking their way along that sector. But
Really good racing, though. Really good racing. Unfortunate for AJ, though, puts him down to P12. But
AJ does find himself
Jonathan
in
Jerg's now
P12.
released to go after P2.
We will try to see Jerg make up that position. He did start the race in P6. So, great showing so far as we find ourselves a little under halfway through.
And this is exactly what Liam wants to see. I mean,
And
ooh, what do we
the
got?
Aston of Matty seems to have had a moment. He's around and he is slow into the last corner.
Yep, who's that in the pit? That's AJ's pitting now.
AJ has gone in, may have flat
Does
spotted
he have
his
damage?
mediums.
I'm not seeing any damage, but yeah, they're waiting.
We'll see the pit from the
Nope.
Aston. Onto the hards he goes. It seems that Spin may have adjusted his strategy, gone to plan B here. He'll rejoin the field in
Ooh.
P15 it'll look like.
Jurgensmeyer and Crabtree going out of here. And this is exactly what Liam wants to see. Like I was trying to say, two alphas in front. I mean, look at the gap that's already been created from P1 to P2. When we see Matt Taylor get a penalty. And with Crabtree and Jurgensmeyer battling, it's going to help out Jamie Knock here. And even still, if they attack Jamie Knock, it's just going to make it so his teammate Liam just stretches his legs and just makes the gap insurmountable, barring safety cars, of course. But Alfa Romeo, and they're going to be, again, they're going to be on the faster tire at the end of the race. So it's just, everything's coming up Alfa Romeo right now in Bahrain.
It seems so, just biding their time. As we see Jake Scarborough recovering to 8th place already. Not too bad.
Yep.
The Haas find themselves in P4, P8. As we take it to the Alfa Romeos leading the race. And Liam has built himself a comfortable lead, almost 8 seconds at this point. Will be interesting to see his strategy after the first pit runs.
Yeah, we got 3 cars in the pit right now. 4 cars have made their stop already. 7 cars total. And everybody's just jumping ship to the hards to go to the end here.
Looks like it. The Red Bull of Yoshi, the Mercedes of Rhino, and the Aston of Matt Daly. All on their way out of the pit on new tires. Back to the battle for P2 we go, and it looks like Tyler Crabtree has dropped a second to Jamie Knock. Doesn't seem to be the fight he's looking for at this moment. Maybe in this point in the stint, he does not need that smoke. Jurg is just biding his time, half a second behind. He's just maintaining, he's waiting.
Yeah. Ooh, what do we got? Oh, that Stotts again off the track.
Stoddard has had himself another incident.
P3. Doesn't look like there's damage, just looks like an off. Nothing damaging. Except Moran, he spun it again. Just, it's gone from bad to worse. Yeah, those tires, and he spun a 3rd time.
Seems to be a bit too anxious to get back onto the power. It's only to his own detriment.
Yeah, and he's in danger of going a lap down here, so. And a 3-second fit. You know what? Just gonna stop watching Stotts. Just feel like I'm giving him bad juju. Oh yeah, look at this. Jamie Knock pulls up. It's 1.8. I don't know. Oh. Jurg just lets Al-Hazmi go.
Al-Hazmi does make a move, yeah. Seems he's been released. We'll see how Jurg works to keep pace with him.
Yeah, he's another one who's on the hards now, so. I mean, think about it. 5-6 laps ago, he was spun around out of 10, so pretty solid pullback. I mean, obviously not P2 like he was, but not P8 like he was either. Not even halfway through yet, too.
We have
now, when you see these varying tires, oh my God, I went back on board with Stotts, and I can tell you, it. Hold your breath, folks. Our condolences to Stotts' race this evening. Oh my God.
Has he been lapped yet? He will be getting crept up on soon enough. Into the
Yeah,
pits
he's
he
just got
dives with a
and
5
speeding.
second
And
speeding
yep,
penalty.
there it is. Understood thoughts.
Yep.
Just see you next week. I understand. It's alright. Save the engine.
That'll be the end of the race for Mr. Matt Stotts.
But look, we got the Haas cars back
We do.
together. Essentially in position, not on pace though.
Jake Scarborough will be chasing down his teammate, who is hot on the heels of Al-Hazmi for P3 at the moment. That Williams does seem to be strong. They did see themselves down P7 and P13 after separate incidents. All clawing themselves back into P3, P6. Not bad at all.
Obviously, both of them yet to stop. Top 5 have yet to make their top 6 rather yet to make their pit stops. And Kuluka as well. The last car is not to have stopped.
We very well may see them holding on to the last bit of life in these tires to try to turn this into a one-stop race.
Oh yeah, this is 100% a one-stop. Going from medium to hard, you can easily make it to the end. It's just a tire deg in order to get there. But without being in the car, there's real no way to find out. Only 17 cars running though. It's not like we saw incidents where their cars were destroyed. It's all just been I feel like a frustration exit as opposed to rage quit.
Here in the first Grand Prix of the 2023 ARC season, we do see the Alfa Romeos of Liam and Jamie Knock taking up the mantle of lead.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, it's not like they got there. They've just been there the whole time. Excellent qualifying, P1, P3, as we see Mikey de Jong head off into the pit.
Mikey de Jong does duck it. Al-Hazmi stays out to try to chase down Jamie in P2.
Yeah, Jurgensmeyer's in the pit as well. I mean, Al-Hazmi, what? That's a good recovery. Like,
it's an
not only
excellent
is he
recovery,
recovering,
all
he's
things considered, yeah.
Yeah, he's reeling in Jamie right now.
The lead has maintained at about 1.2, 1.3 for the last 2 or so laps. Both of them seem to find themselves on fresh, hard tires, maybe looking for the life in them. Ooh! We have a big step out from Jamie Knock. Does recover nicely, though. Loses about 2 or 3 tenths in that maneuver, though.
Yeah, and this is an important part of the hard stint right here. Obviously, like everybody else on hards, and it's just a matter of how much have you left in this hard compound tire here for the end of the stint to be able to push here to match the lap times of people on fresh tires, albeit hards, but they are fresh tires nonetheless.
Al-Hazmi, we see that lead between him and Jamie just shrinking by the lap.
Yeah.
Already made up about 3 tenths after that step out by Jamie on the previous lap.
He's going to get DRS in the next 2 straights here too, so it's going to close the gap even further. Now these guys are all on the hard, so obviously someone's gonna undercut the other. It would make sense for, if you see one diving into the pit, you gotta pretty much commit to either staying out or, well, staying out.
Checking up across the field, we do see AJ currently finding himself in P10 on fresh hard tires. He did have an incident pretty early in the race that knocked him back to, I believe, P14, P15 from P3. So for him to recover as he has is pretty impressive also. As we see J Scar and the Haas finally dip into the pits. Back out he goes on fresh hard tires, and it looks like everybody's taking up the hards.
Remember, the top 3 that we're seeing just absolutely class the field as of now. They're gonna be on the softer. Who is that? That is Dylan Thomas off track, and
we do
the
have
creative with the path.
Alfa Romeo does find his way back onto the circuit somehow. As Billy mentioned, rather creatively.
I just want to point this out. Liam just set the fastest sector one time on 16 lap old hards. And folks, he's got mediums available for him. So, yeah.
He's maintained his 7-second lead.
See, here it is right here. We see Jamie duck into the pit. We see Al-Hazmi staying out there.
Looks like Jamie will be trying the undercut on Al-Hazmi.
Yeah, he's got to push. He's got the pace in the car. If he just pushes on this lap, this lap for Al-Hazmi is gonna make the difference of P3 or P2.
The difference between Al-Hazmi's degradation and Jamie's time on cold hards will determine everything for the rest of those laps that we'll see them shake up for. Because they will be coming together as the race goes on. Towards the end, I'm sure we will see some fireworks from those two. Liam, however, still comfortably ahead, 7.5 second lead, as he's maintained for the last 9 or 10 laps or so. He's just in full autopilot out there.
Yeah, and in the end of that stint, in between pit stops, the top three were able to take that gap. We were seeing a close battle there. We had 2-3 cars sitting there trying to battle for the last podium spot, and now that gap's 3.8 seconds. Well, obviously barring Al-Hazmi's pit stop, but you gonna see Liam duck in yet? No.
Liam has not elected to stop yet. We will see Tyler Crabtree tracing down Jamie Knock here.
Do we get? We don't get tire details, unfortunately.
No.
Be interesting. Is Liam gonna one stop to the softs? Is that doable? Oh, this is it right here. This is the battle for P2. Jamie Knox, that's the fastest sector 3. There we go. We're gonna be side by side on exit. Oh.
Oh, and Jamie does manage to just barely make it stick.
He's got the warmer tires. And again, yeah, he set the fastest sector 3. He was pushing. He knew what was at stake. And right back to an Alfa Romeo 1-2. But don't count on Al-Hazmi yet. He's got 1 lap newer tires, and he's showing pace already. He was up into P2.
We can see our leader, the only driver yet to make a stop, has pulled out. Almost a 30-second lead, though. Should be plenty of time cushion for him to make one in the next few laps.
We got Borioshi trying to gain out. We got a Mercedes around.
Looks like we do have a yellow in Sector 2, yep. The Mercedes of Ryan Phillips. Finds himself in P18, only drops a few places off of it. Seems to be sparse in the back of the pack here. He will try to recover.
Yeah, our closest battle seems to be for
P7?
P7. Mikey DeJong out there. Scarborough behind him. Borioshi. Borioshi, no battery left. Just pushing. There we see Jamie setting the fastest lap.
Those Alphas showing some real pace out here in Bahrain.
Oh, leader's in.
Leader has finally come in. We'll see.
Oh, we got Al-Hazmi's on the
tire. Al-Hazmi right on the tail of Jamie Knock.
McLaren around is their side. Oh, this is hectic.
Oh, that'll be Evids, who already finds himself with a 3-second penalty.
Just came back onto the track in front of 2 Aston Martins in a... Look at this. Throw a blanket over it. 9, 10, and 11, and 12. It's so hard. We got battle for P2. We got battles throughout the field. We knew there was going to be close racing.
AK Unlimited
Al-Hazmi goes by.
Al-Hazmi does get past Jamie Knock.
This could be a game of cat and mouse because Jamie Knock's going to get DRS, and obviously this straight here, obviously no DRS, but you do get the slipstream as Al-Hazmi misses the apex.
This, folks, is going to be the battle to keep your eyes on as the race progresses, especially towards the end, because as we do see it, Al-Hazmi is on tires 1 lap younger than Jamie's.
You see Al-Hazmi set the fastest lap, but look, DRS wide open for Jamie. He's gonna peek up the inside.
He
Ooh,
does
don't
shoot for
lock
the
it up.
inside. Steps out just a bit, enough
Yep.
for Al-Hazmi to maintain the
Ooh,
position.
was
Jamie
there a
did get
game
a poor
played?
exit.
Was Jamie letting off just to get DRS here? It might have bit him there if he did, because he doesn't get the move done. He's gonna be he's gonna have a lot of understeer here. I almost said tight. We're not doing NASCAR. It's Formula One.
Taking a
Who's
look
there?
at position changes here. Mostly
Yeah, if you're Maddie, what do you
advances.
do here? Do you try and battle with your teammate? Gonna have to tell AJ to pick up the pace. Although it doesn't look like he's gaining, doesn't look like he's losing. It just seems like it's maintaining. But Andrew's licking his chops sitting there. It's a battle for the last spot. Obviously, Andrew, one point is better than 0 points.
Question to
9 to
ask
10 to
is,
go.
will Matt Daly be released upon team orders to go chase down Boriyoshi? Only time will tell as we come into the final laps of the race.
Yeah, it's important for them to figure out if they're gaining together. Oh. Fastest lap by Liam.
Liam, as it's been, has maintained his 7-second lead. Not even in sight of Al-Hazmi.
I want to apologize for Liam not giving you any screen time, but I mean, I'd rather not have the screen time and have a comfortable race than be amongst the battles. Al-Hazmi's been able to like keep Jamie at bay, but it's just he's got to break the DRS. He's got to get ahead of by 1 second just to really start making gains.
Seems to be the straights where the Williams does have the upper hand over the Alfa Romeo. However, the cornering capabilities of Liam alone are enough to keep that car comfortably in the lead. This fight for second place, however, is starting to heat up. As we can see, Jamie Knock well within DRS range of Al-Hazmi.
Hey, quietly, Micah DeJong working his way back up to P6 after the spin and put him down out of the points. He's back up in the points.
He spun from P3, it should be noted, down to P13 and has managed to recover all the way up to P6. Rather impressive.
Yeah, he's just toying with everybody at this point. Oh, we got another Mercedes.
It looks like we do have a Mercedes having incidents.
Ryan, turn 10, I told you it's going to be problematic corner, but it is as much for these guys as it is for the actual world-class drivers of Formula One. It's a tough corner. You're turning, you're on the brakes, it's low speed, you got to get back on throttle. It's so easy to just have, if one thing goes wrong, it's you're outside, you're too far inside, it's just not good.
Luke Allen having himself a quiet race down in P16, hunting down that Mercedes of Ryan Phillips, legit Rhino. Take it back to the fight for P2, as we see Jamie Knock making up some time to Al-Hazmi. Not enough, though. He will
Yeah,
need...
like I said, he has DRS, but he's not able to use it to his advantage to get by, and it's helped his teammate get ahead by 8.2, but it's not really helping him.
to the
AJ
Astons
hasn't.
we go.
Yeah, I was about to say, AJ has pulled in about 0.3 of a second to Boriyoshi. Oh, and there goes Dan Thomas. No damage, same spot, turn 10. Problematic for everybody.
It looks like the Mercedes of Ryan Phillips has had another incident as we see Luke Allen make that move up to P15 from P17. Gap is about 30 seconds back to Ryan Phillips, so can only imagine there was some type of incident there.
He pit stopped. He headed into the pit, flat spotted the tires or something.
Aha, lap 22 pit. Interesting maneuver. Let's see how it pays off.
Maddie's right on the back of his teammate here too, so
It does look like AJ's getting a bit of a fight from his teammate behind.
and not gaining on Boryoshi either. Boryoshi was close to Jake Scarborough, but that has quickly fallen back as Scarborough's looking at Mikey DeJong too. It's the ebb and flow. It's almost like a wave. We're seeing gaps form, and then they're catching up, and then it's more stalling. It seems hard to pass, even with the DRS.
It's hard to get a gauge on strategies with racing like that too. It's tough to tell who may be saving and harvesting or who may be deploying and letting it all out. Just with the nature of the racing on this track in general. A lot of medium speed corners, a lot of room for moves to be made. However, we're just not seeing too many. Every driver seems to be paying coy.
Go down to telemetry, enable it, and then turn that off so that screen's not up on the stream.
The menu?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go down to telemetry, hit enabled, and then hit square to get it off.
I bring up the menu to change the details. Once in a while. That's it. Taking a look at the position changes, we do see Jurgen the Haas up 4 positions from start. Currently in P5. Comfortably in P5 also. No one quite near him in front or behind.
Oh, around goes Jamie Knox. Oh.
Oh no.
But they've built themselves a gap compared to Crabtree here, but the tires are going to be blistering hot. He's going to have to be, and he's in the worst part of the track too to have blistering hot rears.
Crabtree smells
so
blood in the water.
gentle through here,
Steps out on the corner exit. He is chasing down Jamie Knock with all he has in that Ferrari at this point. If he can make a move stick here, he knows he can defend to the end. That step out on exit, though, did set him back quite a ways.
Yeah, I think Jamie was able to recover that. He gathered it up. It was important. It was real important to like not really lose the rear end there, because again, the hot tires from having the spin, so easy to spin again from the rears. But he was able. He was free and clear after the 9-10 complex. Oh, he's just gonna have to battle back and try and go after Al Hazmi. AJ and Maddie have in fact lost time to Boryoshi.
Does seem that Yoshi is gaining at least some ground. Matty is keeping it tight on AJ though.
Yeah, he's got to, Andrew's right behind him, just pushing the issue.
Oh wow. Even closer to Matty than Matty is to AJ. We will see on this DRS as Matty drags Andrew up with him.
I'm not sure if this is play by Aston to just keep Matty within DRS to AJ, but with Andrew right there, it's not sure that's the smartest thing to do.
The closer Matty does get to AJ with Andrew right there, the closer Andrew gets in turn also.
Yeah, and again, you gotta be thinking about the position Andrew's in. He's P11. There's not many laps left. There's 1 point left on the table, and it's directly in front of him. He's not under any threat either from the McLaren. Gotta pull up names again.
He's not. He has plenty of comfortable space if he wishes to employ a strategy of saving or harvesting. Battery currently at 33%. You may think that with only 4 laps remaining, he might ease up just a little to get some power in for a late push. However, has made up 4 places from the start, although being P11, not much to show for that.
I mean, here's the thing too. Matty's sitting here with a checks notes 3-second penalty.
This is true. Same with Evids, currently in P12, chasing that pack of Astons and Andrew. If we can see the Mercedes of Aiden Connell legit dimes pull some pace.
Jamie Knox around again.
Jamie Knox has had another incident, this time from P3.
Oh, this changes a lot. And look at Tyler Crabtree finds himself on the podium.
Tyler finds a podium out of it, and Jamie ends up with a 3-second penalty for repeated violations.
Yeah, I mean, if I was him, he was just avoiding just coming back on circuit. That's one that would probably be wiped away. He was doing what he's supposed to do and just not, just pretty much Kevin LePaging the field.
What an interesting shakeup of the order as we now ride along with Jake Scarborough as he hunts down Matty de Jong all the way back up to 5th place after spinning from 3rd to 13th. J Scar is right on his tail though. We will see them fighting for P5 as this race winds down. Well within DRS range, Jake finds himself.
Yeah, just want to mention Matty's now out of DRS range to AJ, and
It does
AJ
look like he has dropped.
next person in front of him. Oh, what is this? Jamie knocked into the pit.
Jamie is going in. With only 2 laps remaining in the Grand Prix, we see the Alfa Romeo of Jamie Knock duck into the pits.
3. There's got to be a soft tire here, yeah, but what is the point? What is the point? With the tire so far gone? Oh, wing damage.
Rejoining the field, he will find himself in P14, P15, well out of the points.
All that's going to do is it's kind of a sucky situation for Alfa Romeo here, because Liam right now has the fastest lap, and you got to imagine, given Jamie Knox's pace on light, he's going to take the fastest lap. But all that's going to do is take a point away from Alfa Romeo. It's a lose-lose situation. Yeah.
We may see team orders come into play because Jamie being 5 seconds down on the position ahead Luke, there's not really much time left for him to be able to make up that position, let alone get himself back into the points. We may not see him make an attempt for that fastest lap, specifically for that reason. I imagine team orders are coming into effect.
You gotta hope driver can recognize. You gotta have recognition for that sort of thing when you're in the car. I get there's a lot to take in, but it's a team game too at the end of the day. Obviously you want to be successful, but you obviously want the team to be successful. And given the race they had, they've just thrown from listen, excuse me, choking on my words. That's a huge hit. The P1, P2, now P1, P15. It's gutting.
Gutting indeed. If only they had gotten it out of their systems earlier. As we saw with the Williams, they both had early incidents and recovered so nicely. The fact that it happened this late to Jamie may just spell disaster all around for him.
Well, the Williams got to be thinking it's poetic justice. They, again, like you mentioned, fully around on the circuit, out of the points to now 2 and 5. That's all you can ask for. Well, Jake Scarborough is trying to make that 2 and 6.
Jake Scarborough does have a great chance here to come into P5 as we see our race leader Liam cross the line for the final lap of the 2023 ARC F1 Bahrain GP.
As we see Sean Cosley get another 3-second time penalty.
So that is 6 seconds total for Sean in the McLaren. We see 3 drivers currently out on track with penalties, and you have to wonder how the lineup will shake out as the race ends.
And we see Andrew gets by Natty here, but I think the damage is done. AJ's checked out 3 seconds, and there's not much you can do in 1 lap.
We will see both Haas's chasing down those in front of them. J Scar with Matty de Jong ahead, and Tyler Crabtree ahead of Jonathan Jurg currently. Both very close. Jurg much closer to Tyler than Jake is to Matty. We will see how this ends.
Yeah. I can't believe he did it.
And he did
Alex, I can't believe you gotta. But at the end of the day, it's gotta seem bittersweet. What can you say? Liam coming out, 2 corners to go.
In a way, he's marking his territory. You know, he's showing that he's still got it regardless of the situation. trying to strike some fear into the other drivers maybe going into the next week.
But here we go.
As we see Liam of Alfa Romeo cross the line, and that is an opening season victory for Apex Racing.
And what a recovery drive.
Next to cross the line will be Al-Hazmi of the Williams in second place. Rounding out the podium, we will see Tyler Crabtree hold off Jonathan Jurg for the third spot of the podium. Jurg does come in P4, and Matty de Jong right behind him in P5. Jake Scarborough, the other half, finds himself in P6. What a great drive, joining late in qualifying. Only had 2 laps to lay down. Ends the race P6. What a drive. As we see, the points have all been decided. The top 10 have finished. The rest of the order will shake out from here as we see penalties being applied.
Oh, we got Jamie Knock and Luke
Jamie
Allen fighting to the line.
Fighting. Ooh, some weird netcode lag going on, and it will be Luke right in front of Jamie. A photo
Jamie
finish if ever was
too.
one.
But when you're in the driver's seat, you can't rely on the penalties either. Obviously, stewards will play in a major part of that, so you just gotta race every position like there's no penalties there.
And Dylan Thomas swipes the fastest lap on his final lap. All
Well,
for
then
naught, though.
I guess it really doesn't matter there for Jamie Knott. Still an interesting call regardless. Look at
Andrew in the Alpha with the driver of the day, very interesting, being the final placement of the remaining cars, not out of the race. However, taking victory in the inaugural race of the 2023 ARC Formula 1 season here in Bahrain will be Liam of the Alfa Romeo team, Apex Racing.
that man just grittied on the podium.
That man deserved it, if any.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it in qualifying. 4/10 was the gap. And that's as close as you get to replicating the race we saw last weekend in Bahrain. So
Al-Hazmi of the Williams in P2, and Tyler Crabtree of the Ferrari rounding out the podium. Well, a great race, all things considered. ARC always puts on a show when we come out to Bahrain.
go through the lineup. And what's your biggest takeaway from race 1?
Biggest takeaway, it seems that the Alphas and Williams are both very strong. If they can manage to figure out strategy and team order as the season goes on, I'm very worried about how those teams will find themselves. Just compared to the rest of the field. Your usual suspects did not seem to bring the heat in this one, but maybe they will heat up as the season comes along. Regardless, folks, we want to thank you for tuning in to the inaugural race of the 2023 ARC F1 season from here in Bahrain. We will see you next week. Thanks again.